My name is Mark Walton. I'm Managing Director at Onyx Global Marketing, and you're watching AFK Insider. I'm Managing Director at Onyx Global Marketing, and it's a media consultancy where really the primary goal is to connect people with Africa, to connect them on business, travel, ways for them to engage, and hopefully there's a productive outcome from that. But most people have not really done much with Africa. Most people have very scant knowledge. Unfortunately, our educational system doesn't do as much as it should, so I really have thought that over the years, my experience in Africa could be put to use by just helping to connect those dots. Well, I think the first thing is that there really needs to be a realization that when you step on the ground in Africa, in a country, and I guess I'm going to try to make sure that everybody realizes that Africa is the continent made up of so many different countries, 54 countries that actually have such different personalities and ways of dealing that you don't want to generalize, but I'll just have to say Africa to generalize. There's now been a move to try to develop businesses, people from the States going to the continent. Bob Johnson from BET actually built a hotel in Liberia, a luxury hotel in Monrovia. So people now are thinking, well, I'm not Exxon, I'm not of that caliber. How could I begin to think about doing a business like that there? Well, I say, well, if Bob Johnson built the hotel, somebody's got to then create the car service that takes you from the hotel back to the airport. And that's a business that people can start. So it really is a brick and mortar environment, and we really have to think about development in Africa in a way that you are not just doing things on a huge scale, but that there are opportunities all along the way in helping to build things in infrastructure, which is really where there's a big need. It's really about networking. It's about looking at what you're trying to accomplish and finding a number of people in that environment that will help you, be it government, be it in the private sector. It's making friends and influencing people. What you probably don't want to do is to go over with the attitude that you know it all. I had a lot of people that would come into my office and kind of say, gee, Mark, what can you tell me about doing business in Africa? I've got a half an hour. And they think that you can really just download that information and that you can step off the plane because they've got a shiny new MBA from somewhere, and that, gee, there's somebody on the African continent that's just going to be dying to see me or get my new idea. So the way to try to help yourself is to have patience, go, be a little humble, listen, and then develop a plan with the people that you've networked with and the contacts that you've made.